This Leeds United goalkeeper has been released by his new club amidst severe controversy. Daniel Farke did not want AO Tanaka, and Leeds United's minority shareholders Red Bull have invested in another English club, this time coming in the Premier League. What's going on, everybody? Budget here, and welcome back to another episode of South Stand Stories. This series, of course, we go through everything happening in and around the world of Leeds United, and we have a little talk about it. Just before we do get into the video, though, about 72.3% of you guys watching the video right now are not subscribed. So if you want to keep up to date with everything on the channel and everything going on around the world of Leeds United, then make sure you tickle that subscribe button and maybe even caress the notification bell as well. And there's no better place to start than with the news of Leeds United minority shareholder Red Bull, who have invested into another club in England, this time coming by way of Premier League side Newcastle United. Red Bull are minority owners at Ellen Road, having signed a sponsorship and shareholding agreement with Leeds earlier this summer. The soft drink giant has made its next step into English football market by signing up with Newcastle as their official energy drink partner. However, unlike their deal with Leeds, there appears to be no agreement to own a portion of the North East club. Leeds are primarily owned by the 49ers enterprise, consisting of several investors, but headed up by Chairman Parag Magathi. Okay, Parag Magathi, and the Whites Board, which features the likes of Chief Executive Angus Kinnear and retail magnate Peter Lowry. Newcastle, on the other hand, are primarily owned by the PIF Public Investment Fund of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Now, they are still investing to sponsor another club in England, this time in the Premier League. Is that them potentially testing the waters of another club just in case Leeds United don't get promoted? Or is it them trying to diversify out through multiple clubs, which is potentially why we didn't spend the £60 million that they gave us? Maybe that £60 million isn't really that much invested into Leeds' future. Maybe that was just a small little teaser of what's to come as they try to spread their wings, no pun intended, across all of the clubs within English football. But the Magpies' chief commercial officer, Peter Silverstone, had a say on the matter. He said, attracting leading brands to Newcastle United continues to be the forefront of our exciting commercial growth, and Red Bull is a fantastic addition to our partnership family. Leeds, meanwhile, have announced a 3-year extension to their existing sponsorship with electronics brand Hisense. Hisense branding will remain on the iconic Jack Charlton stand on the 3-year deal. Now, as I said, obviously, Newcastle have a whole host of money. They don't need any investment from Red Bull. So this is just something that seems like a bit of a ploy to get their brand out there. I mean, you're seeing it with a lot of energy drinks sponsoring a lot of clubs. Look at Prime. You know, they're investing in Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Barcelona. It is a very common thing. How do you feel about it as a Leeds United fan, though, given the fact that they are not just our sponsor, but they also own a part of our club, and now they're sponsoring other clubs in English football? How do you feel about that? Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments section down below. Now, in other news, there is a fresh AO Tanaka transfer claim amidst Daniel Farke and 49ers disagreement talk. Woo! This one is getting spicy, baby. Oh yeah, AO Tanaka obviously featuring very briefly the other day and was looking pretty sharp, you know, too early to say, didn't get too much game time, but looks like he could be a serious player for Leeds, potentially. Obviously, he didn't even have that much time to prepare himself within the squad. He literally turned up the day before, had a quick training session, and then he was in the squad the next day, and he came off the bench. But he did look pretty decent, and his progressive passes is something that excites Leeds United fans. But did Leeds United want him? This is where things get a little bit more interested. Dusseldorf sporting director Klaus Alof said, "The targets we set ourselves in the sport have been exceeded. We didn't actually have to sell Tanaka. We realised that the transfer surplus had been planned. But we're all in the same boat. We cannot say 100% of the money from sport is used again in sport, etc., etc., etc." Little bit of a waffle merchant quote coming in here, but this is where things get a little bit exciting. The Rheinische Post report claims that Tanaka was never, and I repeat, never, the Whites' first choice midfield option. And the German news outlet suggests that United manager Daniel Farke had a disagreement with the club's hierarchy after missing out on other transfer targets, forcing them to turn to Tanaka on deadline day. Now, this is what we were all questioning the entire transfer window. Is this Farke? Is this the 49ers? Is this Red Bull? Who is to blame for Leeds United seemingly having a little bit of a scattergun approach coming the last few days of the transfer window, not really showing clear signs of who we were going to go in for, who we wanted to go in for, who we were going to actually push the boat out to get, not paying the extra 3 million for Gustavo Hamer, not paying the extra 3 million for Dejan Lubicic. Who was at fault for this? How much was it Farke? How much wasn't it? Now, if you believe the reports coming out of the Rheinische Post, there was a big disagreement between Daniel Farke and the club's hierarchy. There is no disputing that Farke did not get everything he wanted in a transfer window. He hoped to sign a number 10 at the end, and you even saw him in his little press conference before last game talking about the potential of a number 10 with a cheeky chagrin on his face, but unfortunately didn't get anything. Farke said, "I'm a sportsman and I'm concrete on sports and the quality of players." You see that alarm right there? That is going off because Leeds United are getting some big action coming through. No, I'm just kidding. That is Red Bull on the blower having a go at me for revealing their potential strategy at Leeds United. But listen, this is a very interesting take by the Rheinische Post. Leeds United obviously didn't get all the players that we wanted, but is Daniel Farke to blame? Is he unhappy? We'll have to see how the cookie crumbles on that one. Just a little bit of quick news here. Leeds United have been lauded after Wilfred Gnonto decision made to stay at Ellen Road. Paul Robinson over the moon with that one. What are your guys' thoughts? Manor Solomon. People believe that the best is yet to come from him after his generational performance in his Leeds United debut on the weekend. Phenomenal performance by him. And Manor Solomon is quoted to be very excited about his first Leeds game and about the season ahead for Leeds United. Leeds United could still sign a cheeky little defender over here, but obviously with the transfer window gone, we would have to look in the free agent market, and this is someone that we could be looking at, but there is no information on it right now, so I'm not even going to go into the names of it. And finally, another free agent Leeds United could be looking at is this man from flipping, what do we call him? This man, Steven Alzate, obviously after failing to get Jorginho Rata. Now, the big story of the day is the big man himself, Christopher Klassen, Leeds United former goalkeeper who left the club to join Polish outfit Rakow Sejota on a permanent deal. But he's already been released. What's going on there, my son? Leeds United cleared house quite significantly in the summer to see multiple fringe players move on to new opportunities, one of them being Christopher Klassen. So obviously he moved over to big Rakow Sejota on a permanent deal. I completely butchered that, I know. But controversy struck very early into his deal. And if you find out the reason why he got sacked off, it is actually phenomenal. It is one of the most laughable things I've ever seen in my life. Bro was caught in a McDonald's and he got sacked off for being caught having a little Big Mac and fries in a McDonald's. You cannot write this stuff. It was reported by Preglak Spolky that the goalkeeper was spotted by fans of his club in a local McDonald's branch, leading to them wanting to terminate his deal. This came after Klassen arrived at the club slightly overweight and was put onto a fitness plan with his new side. Now that the keeper is confirmed as having left Rakow by mutual consent, as being reported by Pika Snoza by the end of August. Rackau sporting director Samuel Cadden said this about the matter. Christopher Klassen's story in Rackau ends much earlier than we would have planned. Together with the coaching staff, we took the risk of hiring him on the basis of a cashless transfer. Unfortunately, the cooperation was no longer probable, so we amicably terminated the contract without further cost for our club. That is actually some of the most hilarious things ever. I know I was hearing reports about him potentially being caught in a McDonald's and under problems there, but to see it all put together like this is actually one of the most laughable things ever. A professional footballer got sacked for having a Big Mac and fries. Listen, mate, what you doing, to be honest with you? If you've been put on a diet plan, just flip and stick to the diet plan, mate. You're a professional footballer. What are you playing at, my sunshine? That is quite comical indeed. But obviously, I don't relish any man losing his job, and it is sad to see that has happened to him, and hopefully Christopher Klassen can get a bounce back somewhere else in his career. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought about all of those stories down in the comment section down below. For now, guys, I will see you very, very soon. Au revoir, my brothers and my sisters.